Hey folks, we were out today and decided we were going to stop by Super Maxi and get a few groceries, but it never turns out to be just a few. Whatever reason, we go to Super Maxi, we always end up getting more than we expect. But anyway, I want to go through some things here about grocery shopping in Ecuador. So, of course, you need things like laundry soap. And this is a 2-kilo bag. It's a few bucks. It's about
$4.
$4, okay. Let's see what's in this bag. All right. Sean loves her avocados. Now, just so you know, we often will go to the mercado to get vegetables and especially fruit. Typically, we might get the vegetables from Super Maxi, but fruit, yes. But today we were there, so that's why we got some fruit and vegetables from the Super Maxi. And whatever these are, they were $1. All right, olives, French fries. Love French fries. Put them in the air fryer. Awesome. Yeah, I got the cheese. Milk. We've talked about the bagged milk before. Crazy thing is the milk lasts longer than like the vegetables. Decided I'm going to make some fruit juice. So I got some tamarind pulp and more blackberry pulp. Stuff is delicious. These are like $1. Buckets and change. Some fabric softener. And you'll notice if you don't live in Ecuador or places like this, a lot of stuff comes in bags, including a refill for my bathroom cleaner. Oh, we got our liquid entertainment here. I'll put these to the side. Champignons, good old mushrooms. Green apples because I love them with peanut butter. Peppers, small $1 pears. These pears are pretty good though. Little cherry tomatoes, $1. Now, ordinarily, this is something we would get from the mercado. Prices fluctuate, and it depends on the market and where you get it and what time of year, whatever. But it's a papaya, and this isn't a very large papaya. You know, it's kind of a medium to small size one. Asparagus, because I love asparagus. These are like $1.17 a piece. Coleslaw mix, which I don't make coleslaw with, I just kind of eat it. More peppers, 50 cents. So something I definitely want to speak on is here in Ecuador, and I think a lot of other countries, from our experience, you will pretty much get pull tabs on every can. You will rarely find a can that requires a can opener. Tuna. Tuna is very prevalent here because there's tuna canneries up and down the coast. But it ain't cheaper. Broccoli. Probably the most expensive single item in this haul here is this $12 Jif, but we don't buy it that often. We don't buy it every time we go to the grocery store. Maybe once in a month. But yeah, it's my one little splurge. Big old cabbage. Paper towels. Paper towels here are a dice roll. And what I mean by that is if you buy them, they may be the worst paper towels you've ever used. And you just don't know it until you try. The good ones cost more, absolutely. So it's hard to know. If you're just coming here and you're looking for a roll of paper towels, maybe get like multiple single rolls and see which ones you like the most, and then continue to get that same brand.
If you ever been to Family Dollar or Dollar Tree and bought paper towels, then that's the equivalent of some of the paper towels you may get here that are not, that you think are pretty good and can be name brand, but it's still terrible. You will not find, you rarely find a paper towel on the brand level of Bounty or Brawny, which is the two that I used to buy in the States.
So, Lechuga, one thing you have to know here also is that the produce does not last long. So if you're going to buy, you know, a lot of fresh produce, you got to eat it because it will go bad fairly quick because they don't use a lot of preservatives and things like that on the crops and stuff. So you got to use it. Fresas, little golden berries that we love. These things go good on everything. Like salad, you can buy itself. Awesome. Now, we've talked about these chips before, and these are the single bag versions of it. They don't always have these at the grocery store, but when they do, we try to pick them up. Now, the lettuce, more tuna. These are mine.
That was not a lettuce. That was actually a Napa cabbage.
Oh, sorry. I'm no vegetable expert. Celery and some green plantains that we will just randomly do whatever with whenever we feel like it. Plantains are really plentiful and inexpensive here, as are most of the vegetables. They're pretty inexpensive. Altogether, this came to about 105 bucks. And lastly, a piña, which piñas are obviously plentiful down here. This is a green one. You can get them really inexpensive, or for whatever reason, some vendors will charge a lot more for them. I don't remember what this costs at Supermaxi, but sometimes you can get them $2 for $1 this size, and other times they want to charge you $2 for one. It really varies.
Hello.
We went to the grocery store earlier, so you saw that. Saw our little haul of groceries. But we want to talk about something that's pretty important to people who might be considering coming to Ecuador or who are already here. And that is, what is daily life like for us in particular? Because we obviously do not speak for everyone. Now, while we're talking about this, I'm going to be making myself a cocktail, another michelada. It's delicious. Check the previous video. I made one. You want a recipe? But anyway, LaShawn, our daily life. A lot of people will probably think that it's pretty boring.
I mean, maybe to some, but for us, it's relaxing.
Yeah.
Because you get to do whatever you want to do. Deciding whatever it is I want to do, and I'm able to do that without having to think about work and how much time I have to do it outside of work is great, because I have all the time I need to do it. That's the one thing people in the States, or people who work, they need time, and most of your time is spent working.
Exactly, and we're fortunate to not have children here with us. Our kids are grown. We don't have to really think too much about it. I have one in the freezer, sweet.
Oh, I made this for me then.
We don't really have to think about taking care of kids and things of that nature. So for us, our daily life is really just relaxing most of the time. I'll go to the boxing gym, or we go downstairs to the gym here in the condo we live in to get a little exercise. We will walk sometimes on the beach. We live right by the beach here, but we're not beach people. I promise you, we can count on two hands how many times we've been to the beach in the last 2 years, because it's not something that we really enjoy that much.
I mean, we enjoy it, but we don't go to it. Like, walking out, looking at the water, walking on the beach sometimes is great. But if you think that we're going to be the ones hanging on the beach or laying out on the beach,
No.
For me, I feel like I would enjoy the mountains. The mountains, to me, have a better view. Like, I enjoy nature and seeing how the trees change. I know it doesn't change here because we don't have seasons, but that's one of the things I like when we're in Virginia. Seeing fall, autumn, the trees changing, colors and stuff.
And just the greenery, because here in Salinas there's not a lot of actual greenery. It's a green shade of brown.
Green shade of brown?
Yeah. And that's just because of the climate. No real other reason. It's really dry here. Speaking of the climate, when we came back from our trip recently, the climate here had completely changed. The weather had completely changed. In about a 2.5 week span, it went from being hot to cool to the point where, like this morning, we had to go somewhere early this morning, and we both got sweaters on. I'm sitting around here in the apartment with a sweater on, because it's cool. It's really cool outside. It just so happened that a little bit, it was around 10 maybe, the sun popped out.
About 10:30. No, it was about, was it 10:30?
Because we came back, we went again. So
Yeah.
it had to be around like 10, it had to be around 11.
Yeah.
Around 11, the sun peaked out and then it got warm, but it still wasn't hot. And it was still fairly cool.
Right.
But that's one of those things here. It's a reality of life here in Salinas. When it gets cool kind of suddenly, and you don't expect it to be as cool as it is in comparison to the hot days. Fortunately for us, it means we don't have to run the AC.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we ran the AC since we've been back.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it's been
Very pleasant.
very pleasant. Some nights I have to have my little throw while we're watching television. But other than that, like the breeze that comes through our patio door to the bedroom is awesome.
Yeah.
We sleep very well. So as you can tell, he's big on this michelada. I'll just stick with my glass of whiskey.
So what do people ask mostly when they're either coming to Salinas or Ecuador or to move or to visit? Typically, people always ask us about like safety, and that's still an issue. Not the most safe place in the world, obviously, but for us,
it's
not
in other places.
Right. It's not. Here's the thing. It's not so drastically different from a lot of other places. Now, the place where you may come from may be extremely safe, and in comparison, it seems really dangerous. I totally get it. I totally understand. I wouldn't even hate anybody who decided not to come here for that reason. It depends on where you come from and how aware you are of crime already and your actions. You can be the most careful here and something still happen. But it's not for us. We like it here in Salinas. Now we do want to explore other areas because we may really consider, living in another place. That's for two reasons. That's one, that maybe that place is a little safer, but also the climate might be better for us. The scenery might be better for us. We want a space that has a yard. It doesn't have to be a big yard, but a yard somewhere LaShawn can put some plants and just be able to kind of sit outside and relax without being in the city. So we are going to do a little exploring to see where we want to go with that. But as far as coming here, I'm not going to tell anyone like, oh, you need to come to Ecuador. You need to come to Salinas. That's a decision you got to make on your own. But definitely visit. It's a great place. The people are wonderful here.
I mean, all over is wonderful. Yeah. Different places, you have welcoming Facebook groups all over, and you have, the locals are very friendly and welcoming as well. So, if it's a place that you want to check out, please check out.
Yeah.
Don't let what you see on the news stop you, because the place that you're visiting may not be the place that's getting that type of activity,
right.
Criminal activity. You may be fine in that place.
Right.
That area, like you said, can be safe. You just have to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get different opinions from other people, and that's their viewpoint, not.
Right.
And you may feel like, oh, this is nothing.
What's a dangerous situation to one person is like a normal situation to someone else. It's like that was their everyday life. So it doesn't seem as dangerous to one person as it may to another. Now, speaking on some of the things we do to just keep ourselves busy, LaShawn and I, we play games.
We do a lot of things. Play card games.
Yeah, I bought this game in the States. It's a tabletop RPG game. So is Call of Cthulhu. We played this. These things, they're a little time consuming, but that's great because we need to consume time.
We have time. So, and of course, we do some other games as well.
Yeah, cards, Rummy, Uno. She thinks she's better than me at Rummy, but it's all luck, honestly.
He knows I am, so.
I pickled some beets for the first time ever. This is one of my jars. Shockingly and surprisingly, they turned out delicious. I couldn't believe it, honestly. So I'm going to do this more often. I'm going to get some more vegetables to try to pickle just because I need something to do. I want to learn something new, do something different. LaShawn has already perfected her sauerkraut situation.
Yeah, I started doing sauerkraut months ago because it's actually healthy for you. It allows you to get vitamin C. I think it's vitamin C, vitamin K, potassium, and those vitamins. But it's something to do. I've done purple cabbage, regular cabbage. I want to pickle pickles.
You want to make pickles?
Pickle pickles.
Peter pepper?
Do especially bread and butter. I love bread and butter pickles. Ooh.
Bread and butter pickles. What are those?
They're the sweet pickles. They're you know how you have the hamburger dill pickles?
You know I don't like those.
You don't like dill pickles? Hamburger pickles? Regular pickles?
Oh, I thought you meant on a hamburger.
No, just regular pickles. You just eat them out of the jar. He knows I love baking, so I bake brownies, which I probably would make him some tonight. I make cakes, pies, because I had to stop going to Sweet & Coffee. Oh my goodness.
Which
I just came back.
Which you just came back. But that was your first trip to Sweet & Coffee
in
a while. It's been a few months, honestly. And we used to go to Sweet & Coffee all the time, multiple times a week.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 times a week. So today I had to go and get my cappuccino. So, because I took a nap earlier, which was very much needed. And
nice cool air.
And so we stopped by Sweet & Coffee and got a cappuccino. Now I actually thought Sweet & Coffee Grande was bigger than this. It may be just my imagination. I feel like it got smaller. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with
imagination.
Starbucks. But I swear a Grande was probably about that big. This is like a regular. This is like a regular
That's
coffee.
all you needed. Yeah, we keep ourselves busy. That's our daily life. You know, we can go to the Mercado. That's no issue at all. It's only a few blocks from here.
Yeah.
Anything that we need to do, we can.
Yeah, we take the scooter.
Yeah, we take the scooter.
We're adventuring a little bit more.
Yeah,
with the scooter.
Okay, so this morning we had to go. We had something we had to go do this morning, early this morning, and the furthest that we've taken our scooter is to Super Maxi, and I forgot exactly how far that is. But today, you know, the place we had to go was a little further than Super Maxi, and we had to get on the main road. Once we got to Super Maxi, we had to get on the main road to get there. We did it. We're here. We came back.
We survived.
And we came back, you know, the same way, and it was okay. It was getting a little more comfortable. I've gotten really good at driving that thing. I got to get her on it.
I don't know about that.
Maneuvering traffic and buses going by and everything can be a little intimidating when you're on a scooter.
Yeah, but he can handle that.
Yeah, well, we see people on slower, smaller scooters on that road all the time. So, you know, we always have our safety equipment, our helmets on and everything.
Don't believe this. We would not be taking that scooter to Libertad. No.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, it could get there. It's electric. It could get there, but no, that's too much traffic, and it's not worth the risk.
Too dangerous for us.
Yeah, the cab ride or the bus ride is
enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an adventure in itself.
Yeah.
Because I will say this: the last day we took a taxi from Paseo Mall, I thought I was gonna die.
Oh, that driver he was getting it.
He was.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
If I knew Spanish, he would have heard some words, but I just couldn't even think of any of those words because I was too busy trying to put on a seatbelt that did not work.
Yeah, you think that when we got in the car, I told him I'd give you an extra $10 to get me there in half the time. Because that's how fast he was driving. And all we said was, you know, Buenos Tardes, and you know, the area we live. And so
he
anyway,
was blowing at cars like they were in the wrong.
He was weaving in and out like, oh man, it was crazy. But I mean, he got us here. You know.
I mean, I'm glad I arrived, but however, you don't have to get me there in a Gran Turismo game.
Yeah, it's not a race. It's not a race. We didn't have ice cream with us. It wasn't.
He was like, why are you grabbing this seatbelt? I'm like, I felt like I needed the seatbelt just to cross me, even though it didn't latch. I just needed it to cross me, and I'm like, please just let me get there. But it was terrible. When you move to a different country or move abroad, wherever, you need to find things that occupy your time or things that you like to do, and be comfortable. Be content with whatever it is that you want to do, and don't let anyone make you think what you're doing is wrong.
Right. And also see for yourself. it's okay to listen to people, go into the groups and listen to what people are saying, but sometimes you really have to see for yourself.
Definitely see for yourself.
The naysayers will a lot of times overpower the people who are like either don't care or aren't commenting. So if you get a lot of the negative comments, that becomes like your own little feedback loop, and that's what you think. Now, are there negatives to places in Ecuador? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But you need to see them for yourself.
But you also need to understand, sorry to cut you off, but you also need to find what gives you that peace of mind. Because I have Steve, so we balance each other. But if you're coming along, it may not be so easy.
Right.
Especially if you are around groups that have a companion or a partner, you may still feel alone. But if you can find something that helps you get through being in a country by yourself, or this country may not be for you, you may decide you want to go to Costa Rica, you may want to go to Colombia, you may want to go to Panama,
Africa, wherever,
you know, or Spain or Portugal, then try those places out. That may be a good fit for you. Whatever works for you, works for you. And be okay with that decision. And don't let anyone deter you from what you want to do.
Right. Your own experiences should deter you, not what other people say.
And you know, there are great people you come across in your travels. Connect with them.
Yeah.
Because they will be a resource for you. Because we have a lot of resources here. People have been a great resource for our journey here in Ecuador. And we really appreciate all of their help and information they have provided for us. Yeah. So,
best thing we can tell you, best piece of advice we can give you is something we've said many times. If you come here thinking about living, rent for as long as you can until you know exactly what you want to do.
Because I don't know what I want to do. I don't. I want to be here today. I want to be there tomorrow. I want to go here. And because we are renting, it gives us the opportunity to decide if Salinas is it, if Salinas not it, if Ecuador is it, if another country may be it. So
the hardest thing we got to do every day is decide what we're going to eat for dinner. So yeah, if anyone is looking to come here, send us a message. Send us a message. Email livinglovingabroad@gmail.com. Leave a comment on the video. Like, share, subscribe while you're here. And, you know, we're always willing to answer questions. I pretty much answer every comment that comes through.
He does.
So anyway, thanks. This is Michelada. This is my second one now. It's delicious.
Yeah, he over here turning them up. It's Friday. You turn up. This is our turn up in the kitchen. Making shots.
Yeah, we're about to sit down.
And watch a movie.
Yep.
You know, we're not over here talking some shot. No. We just sit down like old people have a nice little whiskey.
Yep. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back soon.
Bye.